And this modern life has sold people this idea that the woman shouldn't do anything other than bear a child, and the dude should pay for everything, no matter what the circumstances of the woman is. Right? She can have more money than you, less money than you. You need to pay all the bills.
Except there's an exception. There's an exception,
Go.
and I'm going to show you. Unless you're Russian.
Unless you're Russian.
Yes. See? Unless you're Russian.
Oh, I thought
Man, that woman is doing log PT by herself.
Meanwhile, in Russia.
Well, look. Caveat. She is resting it on her shoulders.
I mean, how does she get it on her shoulders is what you got to ask yourself.
Them niggas put it up there for her.
Oh, man. David Goggins, eat your heart out.
Who's going to carry the boats?
This Russian
Who's
lady right here. This Russian woman can fucking kill Osama bin Laden by herself. Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Oh, man.
That's amazing.
That's genius. That's right.
That's fucking awesome.
Now, I don't know if Hate Jones drinks his coffee black, or if he drinks coffee at all.
I don't drink coffee.
All right. Well, there you go.
Coffee's for pussies. I'm a real man.
He drinks tea.
I
With his pinky up.
That shit either.
With his pinky up.
With his pinky up, exactly.
I don't drink tea either. All that shit's bitch shit. I'm a real man. I white knuckle my mornings. All right.
Not even.
I like
not
my
even.
coffee.
I don't need nothing else to wake me up in the morning other than to know that I'm getting closer to death.
How Bushido of you.
Right. Like, I see you, Miyamoto Musashi.
That's right. So the comment was
games up. Fucking fiends.
So the comment was, I'm not going to drink my coffee black. I love putting milk and honey in it. I guess I previously believed that it was sissy to add milk and sugar. So yeah, That's what it was. Another comment was, a mature palate enjoys bitter tastes more. That's why children shy away from coffee and enjoy sweets. The connection between sweet and childlike is where this masculine men drink black coffee comes from. That comes from Redditor Interstitial Defect. I like
the name. I love that name.
Right? I really love those. That means some of these people come up with some great ass fucking handles.
Yep.
Interstitial Defect. Now, I've had black coffee, and it really depends on the coffee whether I want to drink it black or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think I like dark, light roasts more black than I do with sugar and cream, but black roast I'm definitely gonna have with like cream and sugar.
Well, I don't know if you know this, and you probably do because you're my friend. We may have had this discussion before.
Does it involve cum?
Not quite,
Okay.
quite, because we're talking about black coffee.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
when we're talking about cream and coffee, then maybe. But the lighter the roast, the
Like, that
higher
was
the
a
caffeine
hell of a
content.
leap.
You know what I mean? This is why I cannot get into the good colleges, because the conversation is like this. This is the reason why.
You'd have a better chance of getting into the good colleges than I would, because that essay is what would kill me, because it'd be motherfuckers and fucks and shits in mine that like, look, just don't let me in. You would not be gaining.
I say the same thing. I pretty much have the same sentiment in my writing. I just say it with, with a little less colorful language. I'm a bit more creative when I say fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I digress. The lighter the roast, the higher the caffeine content.
That is correct.
So, and I like my coffee like I like my slaves.
Oh, well, that took a left turn. going to be racist and say slaves.
Racist. Anyway.
Hey, Jones.
I'm here.
Okay.
He's white knuckling life right now.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another one. A little wrestling with my brother or the boys is fun, but fighting is just stupid. I don't understand this one.
I think what they're saying is although they might like a little physical competition or interaction at times, they don't like outright fighting. Which honestly, fighting should be reserved for self-protection.
Right. Well, here's another one. Well, and this will definitely start a convo. This one's from Redditor CK Crave, which I can only imagine stands for cock. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I took my 4-year-old for an introduction martial arts lesson. The instructor grabbed an experienced participant and my boy and said to my boy, push him. My son was like, why should I push him? I don't want to push anybody. We left.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree.
That's some stupid shit.
Yeah, that's that woke shit right there.
Yeah. It's just like, well, I think this goes for everybody, but we all need to get used to conflict.
Yeah.
You know, in the physical sense and the non-physical sense.
Yes.
Because if this is the way this guy raises his child,
yeah,
when violence appears,
yeah,
in his life,
yeah,
he's gonna panic or not know what to do.
Yep, those classic primordial fight or flight responses.
Yeah, and so that's a bad move. And so like the younger you can train them, you know, because like martial art classes as a kid are not that difficult. They're not that violent.
Yep.
But it gets kids accustomed to conflict in some kind of way. You know, they've been pushed before. They've pounded their fists through a wood board, so they get a little pain and a little anguish here or there, and that shit's good for everybody, including women.
Yeah. Now,
that's true.
I want to caveat that with we all have to be get accustomed to conflict and conflict resolution, and that's what martial arts is. That's conflict resolution. Oh, you're gonna push me? Now I'm gonna kick your ass. Let's resolve this shit.
Exactly. But you can put your hands on me. Say hi to my elbow.
That's right.
You know,
it's like when what is it, Sean Connery in The Rock, when that FBI agent poked his finger into Sean Connery's shoulder, and Sean Connery was like, that's assault. And then he threw him over the railing.
Right. Oh, you're gonna be on some fuck shit? You're
right.
gonna be some fuck shit? I'm gonna wrap my shin around your head.
That's right. In the Navy, we have a saying called, okay, I'll play your silly little game.
Right. You want to play some fuck games?
That's right.
Let's do it.
Like, you feeling froggy? Leap, motherfucker, leap.
Well, and that's one of the things that I liked about martial arts, right? Is that when the whole conflict thing.
Yeah.
So, when you're in the mats or when you're sparring with someone, I don't care what martial art it is. When you're sparring with someone, inevitably you're going to be put in a position where, you have to be aggressive, not necessarily the aggressor, but right. when you're rolling with someone, right, you're put in a position where your opponent is more dominant than you. Let's say, like they're on top of you, right? You're going to have to find a way to get out of that position,
right.
Either, get out or flip it around to where you're the one on top, and so,
right.
And that comes from experiencing, that type of situation, like they have this saying in jiu-jitsu where the mats don't lie.
Yes.
You know, it's either you know what to do or you don't. You know, and that comes from the time that you put in. You know, and so I agree that we all need to have some sort of conflict in our lives so that we know what to do when the fuck shit comes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. What is it? The mats don't lie. The mats don't lie. Yeah. Oh, you got to build that muscle memory. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and that brings us to what Hate Jones and I were discussing prior to starting this thing. Jordan Peterson and his dumbass quote about being the most dangerous person in the fucking room.
Okay. Go on.
Hate Jones.
Well, this is some made up shit. You know, which it would be nice to be the most dangerous person in the room. But
right.
If you go to prison, you're probably not.
Right.
You know, so it's a hard thing to be.
Yeah.
But this one was a little bit more. What did we discuss? We discussed the missing element was in the statement was discipline, being dangerous and discipline,
right?
Based on something a military guy said.
Right. Well, we jumped onto Jordan Peterson's being the most dangerous motherfucker in the room because there is that quote about how soft times create soft men and hard times create hard men, right? Yeah. And there was the thing where it's like hard men create soft times, right?
Yeah.
And soft men create hard times. But if you follow that logic, right? If hard men make soft times, then hard men are responsible for making soft men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And soft men are responsible for making hard men. So it sounds like a vicious loop.
Right.
Yeah. So how do you stop it? You know.
How do you reconcile that? You don't. You don't.
And this statement seems to sit more with wartime era shit.
Yeah.
You know, where you have a moment of peace. And
right.
You have these politicians in power that never been to war.
Well, not some of them have. Some of them have. Most of them have not.
Yeah, but I'm saying the analogy is playing into this, where pompous rich boys who had a soft life go out and create wars because they're selfish, and they send your kids out to war, and that war makes your kids hard, and then they save the day and stop the war eventually, and then that creates another segment of good times and whatnot. And it's not really true.
Well, you know, when they say you know, hard
or let's say it's not an absolute truth.
It's not an absolute. That is correct. I will agree to that.
I'm quite certain Genghis Khan was a hard ass motherfucker.
Yes, he was. And you know, about one eighth. Yeah, not just a hard ass motherfucker, like, you know, killing folks, but you know, that motherfucker created so many children that 1/8 of the Asian population. Yeah, the 1/8 of the Asian population could trace their lineage back to Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Yep. He definitely was a hard motherfucker.
That's right. Hard ass based.
Pre Viagra and everything.
That's right. You know, he'd walk around like, bitch, can you tame this?
All you gotta do is bust another day, my nigga.
Yeah. That's right. He was busting several shit.
And
you know what I mean?
And he was raping women left and right. So like, you know, oh, my dick's hard. Bring me the next woman I see. You know what I'm saying?
This was gonna get us canceled, joking about raping.
No, that's not rape. I mean, that's literally what the fuck he did.
No, I know, but like I just made a joke about him being hard, and you know, without any context about him raping anybody. You know, so in any case, continue.
Yeah, so you know, him doing that isn't that miraculous to me, because that's our job, you know, to just bust off. So like,
more or less,
he took advantage of the system that he was in. He's like, I have power. They're women. I'm shooting the club up. Period.
That's right. That's right. He's making it rain.
Yep, making it. Spray and pray.
Inside that uterus.
It's kind of like if all men disappeared except for one, that one man can help repopulate the whole planet.
Well, I mean, that
Not
would
the
definitely
same if the roles were reversed between men and women.
That's true. That is true. The one man could repopulate the planet on his own. But that would definitely like, whew, man, the inbreeding. Oh my
Right.
Hey,
God.
look,
Yeah.
we got here based by the Bible between two people, so
Yeah.
inbreeding won't be an issue.
Yeah, we're a bunch of inbred motherfuckers by that logic.
Yeah. If that is to be believed.
If that is to be believed, yeah, we are a bunch of inbred motherfuckers. Hell yeah.
Oh, so what you're saying is Pornhub is on the right track.
Yes. You know, when I thought about what that shit was. Oh well, look, let me go back to the hard men create soft times thing, right? Because there is some truth to that. In that any man who's ever been to war would not want to wish their sons to go to war. Only, you know,
Right.
psychopaths, you know, like, son, you need to go to war. Like, you know what? Why don't I give you the choice, son? You know, I think it would be better if you had a choice. You know, it's like freedom of choice. I thought that was the country we lived in, kind of a thing. So they try their best to not create war, but they never accomplished that. I mean, what is it? Dwight Eisenhower pretty much started the war in Vietnam. You know, John F. Kennedy wasn't in office long enough to, you know, do anything about it, but there was that whole Bay of Pigs thing, you know. George Bush Sr. was in World War II. Jimmy Carter was a veteran. I don't know. He was on a submarine, but I don't think he'd been in war. I'm not sure if he was a war vet, but he was in the military. What else? But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I can if being in the military is a thing. Because look, Bush Jr. was in the Air National Guard or Air Reserve or whatever. He was in the military, and yeah, you know, started a fucking 2 wars.
But he didn't go to war. He was in the thing, but he never left home base.
Nah, you're right. He never left home base. He didn't. But he started 2 wars. So, you know, I don't know.
And I'm not saying like a wartime leader wouldn't declare war on somebody. I just think that their reasonings for declaring the war would be different.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
there's a lot of
probably be more just than not.
There are a lot of there's entirely way too many variables that determine what starts a war, right, between 2 nations or several nations. So
it's usually oil.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You have something I want. Give it to me.
Yeah.
No, I declare war.
Pretty much. It's wars.
It's a resource grab.
Yeah, there you go. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yep. Straight stole it, son.
I actually made a acronym, and I got to remember it or find where I wrote it down. That basically turned war into an analogy that says that it's over resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what war is.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Most wars are indeed a resource grab. Like Germany, everyone thinks that Hitler was, you know, some genius. He wasn't, right? He just took advantage of the fact that the Germans were embarrassed after World War II, and that reparations
World War
I. Yeah, that's right. World War I. I stand corrected. And that the reparations from that they had to pay off for that conflict had pretty much bankrupted the country. I say company, had bankrupted the country. They were all mad and pissed and shit. So Hitler just took advantage of that shit.
Right.
And he was given that fucking power. A lot of people seem to think that, you know, he took it. Like, no, it was actually very, very gradual. If you read back to it, it took him like, I think 10 or 12 years for him to finally get to that position.
Yeah. And he got to it democratically.
Yeah, he was voted in. He didn't grab it; they just gave it to him.
Well, he initially tried to do a power grab with the beer hall push in Munich,
and he went to prison for that, where he wrote Mein Kampf.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's when he resolved to gain power legally instead of a coup.
Yeah.
So yeah, read your books, people. You will know.
Yeah. And let me tell you about Jordan Peterson's quote about be the most dangerous man in the room. I think Jordan Peterson should shut the fuck up about being dangerous. Who the fuck is he to say that shit? I have a better quote that says about the same fucking thing.
What you got?
Be professional. No, it says be polite.
I know this.
Be professional, but be prepared to kill every motherfucker in the room.
You know what? I was gonna say, I'm the most dangerous person in the room currently.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, granted, I'm the only one here right now.
Right. Exactly.
But but yes, like I do agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. In that, you don't have to be a dick. You don't have to, you don't have to show. You don't have to necessarily establish dominance.
That's right.
Just be cool, be chill. But when the fuck shit comes, be prepared.
Yeah, have a plan. I believe be prepared is have a plan. I misquoted. I misquoted the man. I'm sorry, but I am quoting from Sir Mattis.
Mad Dog Mattis, son.
Saint James Mad Dog Mattis. Yes, that is the man. That is the man who said that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe I'm gonna take. I would rather listen to a man who's actually been to war to say some shit about being a dangerous motherfucker than some academic who is a psychologist and I don't know has ever seen fucking conflict.
Wait, what's that one thing that they show on Liberty Briefs? Don't add to the population.
Oh, don't subtract from the population, right? And if you go to prison, establish dominance early. Or establish dominance. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. I like that one.
That's one of my favorites too. Don't add to the population, don't subtract from the population. And if you go to prison, establish dominance.
Yep. But I agree with Mad Dog.
Subtract from the population.
Say
well then if you go to jail, establish dominance.
Yep. So go to the biggest motherfucking room and stick your dick in, or what?
Right.
You just need to fight the first person that tries to disrespect you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Pretty cut and dried, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Short and easy to remember.
Yeah. Be polite, be professional, and have a plan to kill every motherfucker in the room.
Well, and you know what? And this is the thing that we don't take into account when we talk about gender roles, right? They're all based on the conditions of the societies in which we lived in at the time.
That is correct.
That's true. That is true. Entirely contingent on that.
Because a lot of chicks, they talk about the one of the most common things talked about in men and women relations is who pays for what.
Right.
So the woman wants to basically have zero responsibilities and have the man pay for all the bills, no matter what kind of money she's making, versus not versus, but for instance, they talk about, well, this woman makes so much money and she gets married. What should she do? And I actually saw this on one of these marrying shows, reality shows, where a guy, I think it was Married at First Sight. So they hooked up this couple. They seem to be physically attracted to one another, but when they start getting down to brass tacks, this man is like, "Hey, I got a job. I like my job. My job pays me well. I own 2 houses." And the woman that he married was either making more money or based on her education was going to make more money than him.
Right.
And still wanted him to pay all the bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then had beef that he didn't want to go further in his career. So it's like you're not ambitious enough. He's like, no, what I am is happy. I found a job that lets me do what I want to do,
right.
pays me what I want to pay, can
Yeah.
afford me to own 2 homes,
Yeah.
and this is all I need.
Yes.
You know, I'm financially stable, and now I have enough time to get married and have a family.
Right.
Versus if I was still on the ambition track, I wouldn't even have time for you.
Yeah.
You know, and they eventually broke up.
Which I'm glad they did.
Because she couldn't adjust her mind
Right.
to like he's not going to spend all his money on me.
Well, his gain, her loss.
Yeah, and I started thinking about it, and I was like, this is a part of the problem with image marketing, right? So like before there was a televised royal wedding, motherfuckers got married in their Sunday's best.
Yeah.
And it was a family situation at the church or wherever they gathered. So
Right.
it was a small gathering of your friends and family. You did your thing and you were done.
Right.
Once they saw the wedding on television, everybody needed a white gown. Everybody needed a train to go with that gown and rose petals thrown on the floor or whatever the fuck to make you feel like royalty.
Right.
But none of that shit existed before that time,
That's
unless
true.
you were a royal person or a super rich person.
Right.
Same thing with this taking care of your chick and paying all the fucking bills.
Right.
Right. Farmers' wives worked alongside them, along with their fucking kids.
Yes.
She did hard labor. She might not do the heaviest labor.
Right.
But she would do as much labor as the guy would.
Yes.
Right? He might have to break a rock or you know, do something that what she physically doesn't have the capacity to lift. But if you go and search rice farmers on YouTube, you're gonna see men and women working next to one another. If you look at migrant workers working in the farm fields now, you're gonna see men and women working next to one another. A lot of them husband and wives.
Right.
That's what you do, right? And this modern life has sold people this idea that the woman shouldn't do anything other than bear a child, and the dude should pay for everything, no matter what the circumstances of the woman is, right? She can have more money than you, less money than you. You need to pay all the bills.
Except there's an exception. There's an exception, and I'm going to show you. Unless you're Russian.
Unless you're Russian.
Yes. See. Unless you're Russian.
Oh, I thought.
Man, that woman is doing log PT by herself.
Meanwhile, in Russia.
Well, look. Caveat: she is resting it on her shoulders.
I mean, how does she get it on her shoulders? Is what you got to ask yourself.
Them niggas put it up there for her.
Oh man. David Goggins, eat your heart out.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
This Russian lady right here. this Russian woman can fucking kill Osama bin Laden by herself. Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Oh man,
that's amazing.
That's genius. That's right.
That's fucking awesome.
You like that shit, homies? Listen to the whole podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Like and subscribe, and check out another video. Till next time, homies. Peace. It's a mutiny.